We just arrived at Cape Disappointment State Park Campground. We nabbed a spot, a first come first serve spot with a yurt. We're not gonna use the yurt, we're gonna sleep and camp. The beach is right over here. We're gonna set up camp. We just went to the beach, but we didn't film it. We're gonna go for sunset and I'll bring the GoPro then. But this is a Cape Disappointment camp site review. So far, so good. Let's investigate the bathroom here at the Cape Disappointment Campground. Oh, okay. Got a shower. Nice sink, it's pretty clean. Slide, no bugs. This pass, I'll give this a pass on the bathrooms. Not too bad. Break from the camp review. Anyone else ever drink these 0% alcohol Heinekens? They taste just like Heineken. There's zero alcohol, but I swear, for some reason they still make me feel tipsy. Who else feels the same way? Okay, this makes the campground. This beach is epic. The sun is setting, it's cloudy. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's so cloudy, but there's orange over there. This is Cape Disappointment State Park Beach. And if you've ever wondered what a beach in Washington State looked like, check this out. This is what it looks like. It's epic. Mother harbor seals will leave their babies to stay safe on this beach while they go on hunt and find food, and that the baby harbor seals rely on their mothers for like 4 to 8 weeks. I'm pretty sure it said something like that. So that would be amazing if we get to see a baby harbor seal. Make sure we stay away from it and let it have its own space though, because the mothers won't come back to the baby if you're too close. Now that I'm walking on a Pacific Northwest beach, I'm remembering this phenomenon I was reading about, where shoes with decomposing human feet still inside them washing up on beaches in Washington, British Columbia, and Oregon. So I don't know about you, but now that I'm here, I'm gonna keep an eye out. So now that I'm here, I'm gonna keep an eye out for feet, but that is creepy. I guess nobody really knows what the actual reason for this is, but what do you think? What is your theory? I don't have a theory. I can't even imagine. I'm just scared to think about that. This is actually my dog Annie's first time ever being at a real beach, not counting the Puget Sound. And man, she's loving it. We've been playing the ball, she's going in the water. Look at her now, she's just relaxing so hard. Say hi, Annie. Annie, what you tuning on? Hi. I forgot if I mentioned that we were able to rent this camping spot for about $32. Now there is a yurt on this spot, but we don't get to use the yurt. I'm pretty sure the yurt is like $100. We just get this area, but it came with a fire pit, so that's a plus. And I think it's one of the cheapest spots in the site here at Cape Disappointment State Park. But we're gonna hop in the Subaru, catch some Z's, and explore the area in the morning. There's some trails, and we'll see you in the morning. I'm at Waikiki Beach, but I'm not in Hawaii. I'm in Washington State, and this beach is known as Waikiki Beach, which reminds me of the famous Waikiki Beach in Hawaii, where I used to live. Now, I just looked up the reason why it's called Waikiki Beach, and in my opinion, it could be controversial. So apparently, in 1811, a Hawaiian sailor's body washed up on this shore. They're shipwrecked trying to enter the Columbia River just up the beach from here. So what do you think? Do you think that's cool? That it's called Waikiki Beach after a dead Hawaiian sailor? Well, it's a beautiful beach to say the least. I'm gonna go scramble down there. Look at how you're supposed to get from the car to the beach. Okay, let's get moving through this. Try to get to that rock. Oh. Okay, that was really sketchy. It got really slippery really fast. But we made it to the beach. I can see the Deception Path. Or I can see the lighthouse. I got this whole place to myself. This would be a nice spot to camp. Scary about its origin of its name though. Oh my god, I can't stop thinking about that. So in 1805, Lewis and Clark's expedition party made it here. They weren't on this exact beach, but they were half starved. They were being helped by the Chinook. This is the Chinook tribal land, and they made it to the Pacific Ocean. Now, they didn't actually achieve their original goal, and that was to find a water route connecting the Pacific to the Missouri. The Rocky Mountains prevented that, but they did find the Columbia, which is a pretty epic river here, Washington, Oregon area. All right, I'm gonna enjoy this beach. So why Cape Disappointment? Why is this area called Cape Disappointment? Well, I googled it. The Cape's called Cape Disappointment because in 1788, British fur trader John Mears sailed from Canada south here, and he mistook the mouth of the Columbia River for an enormous bay. So he thought that he discovered like this giant bay that would make some giant futuristic trading area, you know, that would turn into a metropolis, but it was actually the mouth of a river. So that is why today this area is known as Cape the Disappointment, the Cape of Disappointment, here in Washington State, right next to Oregon. It's beautiful. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about the naming of this beach, Waikiki Beach? I mean, they're pretty proud of it. It's advertised all over the campground. I guess they have concerts here and everything, but it was named after a dead Hawaiian sailor's body from 1811. That was pretty long ago. Nonetheless, I bet the local Chinook had a name for it. This is the local Chinook's land, tribal ancestral land. What a nice place to camp. I'm definitely gonna come back here, and I highly recommend, if you're ever in Washington State, come check out Waikiki Beach. On our way out of the park, we are gonna go check out the Lewis and Clark Welcome Center. Wait, where is it? Hold up. A reminder there that we are on Chinook tribal ancestral homelands. And now I'm gonna go check out the Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center right up this path. Let's go see what it's got to offer. So this is the spot in 1805 in November. Members of the Corps of Discovery, the Lewis and Clark Expedition, 1805, they left camp a few miles, several miles east, and made their way to this point where they had a panoramic view of the Pacific. I'm almost there. Let's go check it out. Welcome to the edge of a continent. It says here that the Chinook Indians called Cape Disappointment Ka-ish. The Spanish explorer Bruno Hector, he was here in 1775 and he called it San Roque. But in 1888, Captain John Mears called it Cape Disappointment. In 1792, Captain Robert Gray, he called the Columbia River the Columbia Riviera, so that name stuck. But Cape Disappointment has stuck, so it's known as Cape Disappointment and the Columbia River. I got the whole place to myself. So over in the distance is the Oregon coast. Here is where the Columbia River is coming out into the Pacific Ocean. You can see a large ship in the distance. Really large ships can actually go really far up the Columbia River. They even make their way all the way to Idaho. This area used to be known as the Graveyard of the Pacific. And that's because this is where the world's largest ocean meets the West Coast's largest river, the Columbia River. So that causes some crazy tidal conditions, and a lot of ships have wrecked here. Now over the years, they've done a lot of work to make the river safe, but it's still sombering to remember all the sailors that lost their lives trying to brave these treacherous waters behind me. So it makes sense that this used to be an army fort protecting the highly valuable river entrance on the West Coast. U.S. Army weapons and men used to be stationed here up until World War II. This is super creepy. Let's explore it. You can see probably that's where the flagpole used to be. The actual interpretive center doesn't open till 10 a.m. I'm too early, so we'll just have to see that next time. Okay, onward.